All right, let's get into mental care versus health care, because a lot of people today are using their health care for mental care, and we can kind of see a change in a system maybe coming up soon, or hopefully, and this will just drive the people nuts, and they're nuts already, they said, because they're got these mental stabilizers and they're on these psychotropic drugs and shit like that. So you got these people saying Elon is doing too much ketamine, or Kanye is doing too much nitrous oxide, or whatever goofball things or whatever, right? But they're all popping these fucking heart meds, cholesterol meds, mood stabilizer med. I got my Xanax, my Valiums, my Klonopins, whatever, right? I remember my buddy, he told me what his pills were for, and he said antipsychotic behavior, and I immediately thought, I was like, I gotta leave this place. And he flips shit every now and then. And he locked my buddy Alex in his house and wouldn't let him out. Anyways, my friends met him at the tanning booth. He was an older man trying to score weed, but that shit was funny, dude. Oh man, good times. So while all these people are it's bringing up the hippos for air, basically, and they've been underwater, and since it's the hippos, Jesus has got to teach them how to get out of the water, because they just keep going back under for the baptisms, keep getting dunked and dunked and dunked, and they just turn into that old mildew, and that skunk or the stink, all that musky smell is for that laundry, that dirty laundry and all that stuff. You got to bring it out and bring out the mildew and all that stuff, okay? So that's where all these things would be coming out, and all their so-called sins have to be exposed, and this would be like your medicine. You got to take these 3 times a day. If you don't, you can't be healed. Oh dear God, I'm so thankful to Jesus that he sent me this doctor to give me these pills. Well, he gave you a garden that you could eat from. But you don't eat from the garden, you eat from the box. The apocalypse. The apocalypse is down there with a Sheenan bomb. But you're about to go with that Sheenan bomb, is that feminine spirit, that Eve is about to get that wiggle from the worm on the serpent ear that's their land and the SS, the Social Security or whatever. Hey, and we might even see, what if we do see people living to be 150 years old? Okay, what if there are? All right, this would be part of that dead rising first, where we actually find these, where we're discovering a whole new heaven and earth. We're discovering that man can live to be past however old. And then we start figuring out how these people did and how they lived or whatever. And that's where you have a begotten son, so-called this stupid-ass pyramid over here, saying this pyramid over here. And then we can get to where we start eating this way or doing these things or whatever kind of thing that these people have done or whatever, right? I used to keep an ozone machine in my house, the O3. And it used to smell like ozone. People say that smells bad or whatever, but today I find out it's a blood purifier or whatever. So maybe I was doing things back in the day not knowing, and these different things. So as all these things are lining up, and everybody's been down the so-called path they try and lead you, and then we offshoot or whatever, and some of us offshoot into the real dark alleys, the heron that and that's part of that she spirit that RFK's been given. But that would be one. The methamphetamines, and then you give your kids methamphetamines, just made in a nicer lab versus the dirty lab, so-called. or it doesn't so-called have that battery acid they put in there and those types of things. Or the cocaine, you got the cocoa leaves, or you got the cocaine that you got to extract with the gasoline or whatever. And it's all these things are brought to us in these different spectrums because it's all about the money first off, and it's all about the control mechanism and whatever else. And we can take all the so-called dark drugs and whatever and make it right to use and teach how to use them properly and all these other things, right? But people aren't understanding the world around them. They don't understand their machines. They don't understand they're a computer in a way. And we're here to download information, process the information, and then we leave it and come back to it. And they're just wanting to frequency charge you, boom, 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 and mold you this way, that way, and the other way. And this is where the internet and all these things are coming in to break the foundation, where you can see people walking around in America, 20 years old, and they don't fucking know who George Washington is or whatever, right? It's because the program is being changed, okay? We're changing from that Washington, that lie, that soap, that brainwashing, to another type of one, to where we're going from the Israel, that light given to you, to where we are the Israel, to where we have the light in us, okay? Because the light's been taken from you. You're going into new heaven and earth. You're being given a light back, okay? So, as we go forward, living in backward times, and where we see how man was created, how the body was created, how we're this machine, we're creating synthetic soft robot. Now that we're shown hanging from the thing, and that was what we're shown in anime with this sphere, that's part of the ovulation. Now we're shown the ovulation with the dark sun, with the Elon and those types of things. But we shown that Genesis trance concert, and he has that robot hanging from the things that comes alive, starts beating on the screen and all those types of things. And that ties you back to the iPad goat with the kid, with the AI kid and the screen coming after, and all those different things playing out, okay? So this is where we're shown a prophecy within a prophecy, the tell a vision, okay? And some of us were given the so-called 2020 vision, or some of us maybe before or whatever, we're taken up into whatever, we're shown what's coming so we can learn what's around us and teach those who have the eyes and ears to take us into the new time frame, okay? Because what I have, I've been given, and I've had to given it here, given it there, given it whatever, and I've had to put it together here, and it's come to a point where I've gathered this information, and I was gathered here, taken to this point of light, and then I'm able to collect what I've been given. Okay, so here's the drugs. The movies, the drugs, the food, the water, the drinks, whatever, the sprays, the perfumes, the deodorants, the toothpaste, every single thing you're using has a frequency charge to it. And a lot of these is where Jesus is telling you they have taken your keys, because they have closed your mind and frequency pathways to where you cannot think outside of the box. You cannot think over the counter. You cannot understand the numbers or whatever kind of thing some people are speaking with these number connections going on. Those types of, that's just like a carnal way to understand it, or like the gematria or whatever, where the Christians are like, this is so fucking stupid. Okay, but it tells you can't calculate it. It tells you in Matthew you can't calculate it. Well, it tells you in Revelation, John's looking back, and it tells you can calculate it. You're not reading it as a story of creation. And it's a story of spirit, and that creation is every man. And it's the story of every man and those energies within you. You have a choice to act, or a choice not to act. Choice to forgive 700 plus times, or not to. Slap the cheek or don't slap the cheek. But just know when you slap the cheek, it may not ever end until someone has to shed the blood into the here or whatever kind of thing. So the body is here to download information, and they're just constantly downloading you with this information. And then you see, like, well, it's genetic. My daddy had it. My granddad, he had it. That kind of jargon, right? It's already beat down into the society. Well, he had it, I'm going to get it. Well, that's a shitty way to think, right? You're wanting the wrong things. And then, it's so simple, most can't find it. You just got to quit eating what you're eating. Eat a salad for 6 months, every day. Drink water, 6 months, every day. Go walking in the woods, no TV, 6 months, every day. Those types of things. But you gotta, it's, the way it's set up, you can't do it. You can't detox. So that's where everybody just has to go through a worldwide detox. They gotta give you the rations. They gotta give you the bowls or right or whatever kind of thing's gonna be going on. Like, you know. But the people are admitting they have a mental illness. Okay? So they're admitting they're crazy. They think their drugs are better. It's their little white throne judgment as they finally get to read all this stuff that's going to be coming out, how they're a product of this, that, and the other, and they've been used as lab rats and whatever else. Okay, so and it tells you on the box has effects. All right, and the food, the drugs, the drinks, the food.